Oh, you are. Hello. It is Tease. Good day. Good afternoon. Good evening. I hope all are well. I hope all are safe. So, you know how normally when I get upset about the whole man versus woman because we have bigger problems than focusing on man versus woman. I feel like that's just so ignorant and stupid. But I'm also, as I'm thinking about it, I'm getting more epiphanies as to why men jump on women. Because if you think about it, it's like, are you the protectors or are you the predators? You see what I'm saying? And the perpetrators. Because let them tell it with these men that likes to do things the traditional way. Like, okay, men are to provide, protect, and all this good stuff. And the women are to fall in line and, you know, basically follow their husbands or their men, which sounds great if we live in traditional times. Like now we're living in such twisted times. You don't know man versus woman. You don't know if that's a man or a woman. You don't know if they're with you or against you. And you just don't know what the hell you're dealing with because everything is so sorcerous to where, am I being bamboozled? Am I being tricked? You don't know what is what. Everything is so swirled and slurred to where the sorcery is at an all-time high because we're working in confusion. So that's why I ask for this particular question: are you the protector or the perpetrator or the predator? And more than likely, you're the predator and the perpetrator. Because if you're wondering why the men, when it comes to men versus women, the guy versus gal, like with your Kevin Samuels and your Anton Daniels and your like these men, basically these flimsy ass men that they can sock it to the women, but they never have nothing to say about the men. And I would say number one, the reason why they have nothing to say about the men because they know most of the time the men are the predators. You can't throw yourself under the bus, without looking like the predator. You see what I'm saying? So that's why I can only point out your flaws. Don't point out any of my flaws because it's going to be a dead giveaway. Because if you think about it, anytime when you see men's encounters with women, it's like, okay, the man is overpowering the women. So basically, he's preying on her, he's abusing her, he's basically he's the effing predator. But when it comes with men challenging other men, like I say, with these same men that goes up against the police or they go up against a lynch mob or white supremacy, they start crying. And I'm just like, wow. I didn't see the one with the football player, but just hearing about it, oh, he's crying over his knee. I just seen another video of, I guess it was a black man who called. I don't know if he has anything to do with the man versus woman, but just literally just looking at male nature. Like so basically he calls the police because I guess he said his child got abducted. So basically he called the police to say, okay, hey, my child's missing or help for my children. So when they pull up on him, they go to arrest him and attack. So basically they came to jump on him. And he's like, ouch, my knee, help, I'm not gonna help. So he's basically like he's helpless and he doesn't know what to do with these two men wanting to arrest him or basically to attack him. And then of course there's another black man recording, oh, I got you, I'm right here. So basically it's like with these men, and like I said, this doesn't apply with all men, but this has a lot to do with the scenario. Because if we get a scenario with a bunch of men in a room with women and children, they'll immediately attack. But if you get a bunch of men in a room with another bunch of men to match that energy, more than likely they're going to be crying. More than once have I seen or heard on YouTube, well, seen and heard, you'll get these quote-unquote righteous men or quote-unquote real men or masculine men, and they're crying too about and over other men. Huh? I trusted you, bro. Like as if they got some kind of sexual faggot-ass relationship going on. But if that same scenario, okay, a man has issues with his woman, instead of him being upset, like, oh my God, I thought this could work, they'll let her have all the smoke. You bitch, you this and that, leave these bitches and leave these hoes alone. Like, so they'll cut you off. You can't have a regular argument with a woman. She has to be all this and that, and hell, she probably even has to get stoned. But when you get into it with a man, these same dudes are crying over other men. That's why I'm looking like, wow, is this why y'all never hold each other accountable? Because y'all know really it's like y'all struggling with y'all sexuality. And if you don't believe me, roll tapes on the videos. Show this is why they can't hold a man accountable, because when you really break down the science on are you the protector or are you the predator, more than likely you're going to be the predator. Just think of it as this, just in an imagination in your mind. You have women and children in the room with a slew of men around. More than likely, and 9 times out of 10, those men, they're going to predator and prey on those women and children. But again, you get a bunch of men in a room with another set of a bunch of men that's willing to match, basically predator against predator, more than likely, some of all of y'all are going to end up crying. It's like, because y'all can't, because now you're being overpowered. You see what I'm saying? That's why it's hard for these men to hold other men accountable, because it's like, I'm going to have to lose my power to hold myself accountable, because if I'm the predator, that means, damn, I have to prey on women and children. But when it comes to me going neck and neck with a man, I'm either going to run, I'm going to run scared, or I'm going to be crying. And if you don't believe me, look at all of these police videos of men getting arrested by the police, and they're crying. And I'm not saying that, okay, you're crying because you're scared. No, crying because more than likely you're a predator your damn self. You'll be the one that the police came because you're jumping on your wife or children. You have no problem pounding on them and bucking up your chest and telling them, you can beat them, kill them, whatever you want to do to them. And it's no problem, because that's in your nature. But when it's time to match that energy, okay, predator against predator or beast against beast, more than likely you're going to start crying. My knee. You can take it to the ground with your knee. You're crying now. Crying like a little, you know what I'm saying? You're crying for the gram or crying for the camera, crying on the damn police cam. But again, you have no problem praying, jumping on, and attacking women and children. Look at your Kevin Samuels, and even these fake-ass Kevin Samuels impersonators. They'll let the women have it. The women and children get all of the smoke. You get another man in there that's just as raggedy as you are, they have nothing to say. And they can't say that again, because that means that now I have to identify your predator. You see what I'm saying? And then now we're both going to get to the bottom of it. We are predators. We only prey on the weak. Because I can promise you, these same men that have no problem jumping on women and children and talking about and taking advantage of women and children, they don't have that same smoke for other men. They don't. Those same men that jump on women, when it's time to get up against the real beast, let's just say, for instance, you go to prison. Okay, I'm in prison for jumping on and attacking women and children. With no problem. Nobody can stop me. I'm the king when it comes to preying on children and women. Okay, which is cool, because if predators going to be predators, right? Okay, what about when it's time to go to prison with the real beasts? Now they're the same people who don't mind jumping on women and children. They get into prison. Guess what they're doing? Crying. I'm sorry. Because when it's time for them to get preyed on, they don't know what to do. So if you ask me, are men these days, are they the provider or the perpetrator? I'm gonna say they're the predators. The predators and the perpetrators. They don't protect anything. Only thing they protect their own asses, and they protect each other. And again, if you don't believe me, look at all of these police videos. Look at those prison videos. How it is. How does this man act when it comes to guy on guy, versus how they behave when it comes to woman and child. Again, you get a bunch of men in the room with women and children. Immediately, those women and children are going to get attacked. One way or another, the long way or the short way. A bunch of men in the room with the same a bunch of men that match that energy, they ain't gonna do nothing. They're either gonna get attacked, or they're gonna cry victim. Help my knee. or they're gonna tone down to be like, okay, you're good. I'm gonna pet you to keep you calm, so you don't prey on me. So I'm just like, wow, yeah. So I guess it's safe to say that's why a lot of these men. And that's why I say this is how you know they're battling with their sexuality. Because again, I have no problem jumping on you. As a child or a woman, no problem. Can't nothing stop me. But again, if I'm in a room, I'm the predator in a room with a bunch of men, I ain't gonna do nothing. If anything, I'm gonna fall prey. Okay? Yeah, so that's why. Cause I was kind of thinking like, how is it that you get your Anton Daniels, your Kevin Samuels, got all to say, you got all the smoke for the women, you can identify their issues, but you have nothing to say about the men what about the men who preys on women and children? Okay, the women is out of control, which I'm sure men has a lot to do with that, but just holding women accountable for their own actions. Okay, woman, you're at fault, you're this, and that. Okay, now, but what about the men though? Because I promise you, the men are not perfect. They're not, and they know that. But they can't identify their problems, because again, if I identify this problem, that means I'm gonna have to just flat out say, okay, well, the reason why this man is this way is because ultimately he's a predator. That's why they have no problem running through the women and children. We can mess with he's a man. What do they always tell you? Oh, he's a man. Pop, don't leave your children around that man. Why would you have that man around? See what I'm saying? Because the man is gonna have wandering eyes and wandering digits, and that's exactly what's happening. again, women and children in a room with a bunch of men, within seconds, they're going to get attacked. Men in a room with a bunch of men, basically in prison, more than likely they're going to get attacked. The predator's going to get, you see what I'm saying? So it's like, wow, you have no problem praying over the weak. But when it's time to match that energy, here y'all go, I loved you, bro. Now y'all got some kind of weird bromance going on. Or you got to tickle him in order to calm him down. You see what I'm saying? You don't want nobody praying on you, but you have no problem praying on children and women. That's our number one problem. When it comes to women, women don't need protection from other women. Like, okay, if you get a woman that's out of control or a woman that's dangerous, like, okay, well, we can just jump her or we'll stone her. But it seems like women and children are not safe around other men. You see what I'm saying? That's why I'm questioning, are you the predator? Are you the predator or the damn protector? And it's like, and if you think about it too, when you get out there in the wilderness, you don't need protection from wildlife. You don't need protection from nature. You need protection from other men. And it's crazy when you actually think about it, because a lady was breaking down the science of, like, you know, their predatory nature. And it's like, wow, if you think about it, like, just scientifically, like, okay, more than likely, yeah, your ass is gonna get, you get caught in a room with a bunch of men, more than likely you're gonna get towed up. And that's the sad truth. Leave women and children in a room with a bunch of men, and it won't take long to get attacked or to get taken advantage of, in so many words. But again, in a prison though, you see what I'm saying? Those same people that have no problem jumping on you, it's like they'll be crying and saying they're sorry in prison though. That's why I'm like, wow. So again, it's like you're on all beast mode when you're around women and children. And that's the same way with Anton. That's why I got a problem with Anton Daniels, because he'll let the women and children have it, all the smoke. But when it's time to hold the men accountable, no, that's different. No, he's fine. He can do no wrong. You see what I'm saying? Because you can't address that predatory nature. That's why, because you're going to have to come out the closet and say, okay, yes, we're predators. We are. That's why most of the time when you get attacked, like, okay, more than likely you're going to get assaulted. More than likely you're going to get abused. And then more than likely you're going to get taken advantage of, because I'm on beast mode. I see easy prey. But again, when it's time lion against lion or beast against beast, you're going to stand down. You don't want none of that smoke from a real beast. Which is actually a very feminine trait, really, too. Because it's like, where's your masculinity? It's like, where's your beast mode for anything? It's not like, okay, I'm a beast, I'm going to take out anything. No, I'm a beast, and I'm only going to take out the women and children. I'm only going to harm the women and children. When it's time to harm the men, y'all are crying. And again, I only say that because I've seen the police tapes. You know? When there's no police around, these men, they have no problem jumping on the women and children. So at home, domestic violence, okay, well, we got sexual abuse going on at home. We got physical abuse going on at home. You see what I'm saying? I can throw stuff around. I can throw you around. I can kick you. Do whatever I want to do. Everything's fine till the police shows up. Now you're crying because now they got to tackle you to the ground, or now they got to give force for arrest. No, my knee. And I'm just like, wow. It's like, where are we? So it's like we're literally like we do. It's like we're literally in a world full of beasts. And if you think about it, look around, like, who's killing and harming the women and children? And more than likely, it's the men. And I'm thinking like, oh, wow. Because if you literally just think about it, just when it comes to humans, okay, we're just around. We don't have to worry about wildlife or anything. It's like, who are the real perpetrators? And again, even though man and woman are guilty of being criminals and guilty of being predators their damn self, it's like, when it comes to what women and children really need protection from, it's not other women. It's not. I'm not saying other women can't be ruthless, but it's like a woman can take another woman. Most of the time, a woman cannot take another man. You see what I'm saying? That's why when it comes to women and children, you're the number one target, because that's easy. You get a 2-for-1 or a 2+ for 1. You see what I'm saying? With the women and children. And it's like, when you lock your doors, are you locking your doors to keep the bears out? And then you could be locking your door to keep the children out too, because like I say, sometimes the children can be rough too, to where it's like, and they about to take all y'all out because they're angry. But I'm here talking about when it comes down to the real perpetrator, like who's really harming people around here. And it is the men. Like I said, let's look at like your Anton Daniels. What is he doing? Is he helping you or he harming you? Right now he's the ops. He's the enemy, basically. He's the enemy. Because it's like he got all the smoke. He got all the smoke for you. No love, no care, no nothing for you. You see what I'm saying? So basically, you're against me. You are the enemy. And virtually, you need to be eliminated. Because it's like, you're the ops. And for no apparent reason either. Because this isn't his problem. He's supposed to be married with children with a perfect family. Everybody's perfect. He's perfect. His family's perfect. Parents perfect. All that. So I'm thinking like, with you having this perfect world, where is all this venom coming from? You see what I'm saying? If you got venom and it's coming out of nowhere, you are the ops. So that means, and he's not the only man that thinks this way. He's gassing up other men to hate you too. So I'm saying that's very dangerous. That's why I say he's the ops. And virtually he's the enemy. So like I say, I would say men like that, like those Kevin Samuels, like basically those homosexual men, very dangerous, very predatory. Like I say, those will be the ones that'll harm you with no problem. And if something happened to you, they won't give a damn. Because there's some type of level of hate there. Those are the ops. So that's why I say, with those men like that want to scream the women ain't shit, you can't say that when you're not a provider or a protector. You're the ops. So you shouldn't be talking shit at all. Yeah, but if you ask me with these men, yes, they are. They are predators. They're not providers or protectors. If anything, they're the reasons why you gotta lock the doors at night. They're the reasons why women need guns and firearms. Because of the men. Because if it's just the women, literally, all you scratch her eyes out. Okay, you can. It doesn't take much to take a woman down. But women, more than likely, you don't stand a chance up against a man, especially when you got children occupying your hands. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. So keep that in mind. Be well, be safe.